I've made a decision. Pajama pants should be mandatory. I've been wearing my pajama pants for an undetermined length of time now, and all I can say is the world would be a better place if everyone had to wear pajama pants. They could wear whatever they wanted from the waist up, but pajama pants would be mandatory. It would be illegal not to wear pajama pants. Don't you think that would make the world a better place? I do. So if I ever run for president of the world, which I've considered doing numerous times, that will be my platform. Imagine with me that the principal of your junior high school has played the Mr. Blair may go to jail card, and so you're unable to demonstrate your affection to him any longer. And then the teachers go on strike for the last month of the school year, so you're unable to see him, but you have the hope that next year you'll be able to drink your fill of the glory that is Mr. Blair, until your parents break the news that you're moving from the city to the middle of nowhere. That's what happened to me. Everybody say, "Aw." It was really a blow. I can only describe it as a blow. And my parents, who were business people, had always been involved in the church, had always been involved in ministry, but they made the decision to go into full-time ministry and become a pastor. So their denomination gave them two options, both of them fairly rural churches. One was, what was that one? Oh, man, I should have asked my mom because I can't remember it now. It wasn't Olds. It was, I can't remember. It was a town in Alberta. That town, you know, that one. Or Champion. Now, Champion was not completely unfamiliar to my father, as it is to you, probably. Actually, I have a lot of viewers in Champion. In fact, I think all of my viewers are from Champion. Oh, except for Lori, who's the president of my fan club. She's obligated to watch these videos. Champion is a tiny village near the town of Vulcan. It's about halfway between Calgary and Lethbridge. But my dad knew Champion. In fact, he had spent some of his childhood in Champion because my dad's dad had been a pastor and had spent some time as the pastor of the little church in Champion, Alberta. And here, you know, a generation later, my dad was being offered that pastorate. Well, Champion or this other town, which shall remain nameless. And we went to see both towns. We candidated at both places, I believe. I'm not sure about that. But anyway, we went to scope out the land in both churches. And the one in the unnamed town was, you know, not bad. I mean, it was small town life. But when we went to see Champion, well, let's just say, Champion was not going to win the pageant. Okay? However, God works in mysterious ways, and my parents felt that he was leading them to go to Champion, of all things, if you can imagine that. I am so grateful to God that we ended up in Champion. At the time, though, I was not impressed. In fact, I was downright mad. I mean, not only were we leaving Mr. Blair forever, hello, end of the world, apocalypse, we were going to Champion. I hated Champion. From the moment we drove into the dusty little town, gravel roads, you know, bald prairie all around. We went into the little church that, honestly, it looked a lot like the church/school in Little House on the Prairie. It was very reminiscent of that. Wooden pews. It looked like a doll church to me. And needless to say, I was not impressed until I saw John. Not his real name. Now, this is a bit of a conundrum because when I talk about Mr. Blair, no one knows him. He cannot be identified. However, John, not his real name, is a person who is connected to me through Facebook, through a series of Facebook friends. And a lot of you listening to this know him. You know his name isn't John, but I'm calling him John to protect the innocent. And John made all the difference in the world. Suddenly Champion didn't look so bad to me. Now, Mr. Blair was gorgeous. He was straight out of, out of a magazine off a runway somewhere. John was, well, I better not say too much. Because who knows? Somebody related to him might watch this someday. Heaven forbid he watches it someday. So I won't say too much. I'll just say John looked like Robert Wagner to me. Now, if you're old school, you know what that means. If you're not, don't worry. I was instantly in love with John, which pretty much is a big shock to everyone. But he was wonderful. And next time I'm going to talk a lot more about John because he played a huge role in my experience of Champion. There will be 12 million videos about Champion, just so you know. Feel free to, every second one, every 10th one, whatever you need to do. But I'm going to enjoy Champion all over again. Champion was the golden age of my childhood. It really was. So I'll see you next time and we'll talk a little bit more about John.